Hacks is back on Max. So it's season 3. It stars Jean Smart as an older comedian. I mean, she's been a longtime comedian. In the first season, we were introduced to her character. She's had a residency in Las Vegas, and that kind of goes a little bit off the rails. And she's forced to hire a 20-something writer to help her with her show. And it's hilarious. I'm a big fan. I've talked about it before. I might have talked about both season 1 and season 2, but now we're on season 3. So, and it's so good. So good. So again, stars Jean Smart as the main character. I don't want to say titular, but she is the hack of hacks. The hack being like, a hacky comic. She is fantastic. And then the writer that she hires is played by Hannah Einbinder, and she's great. This is a real fun concept. I just love the idea of getting deep into the Las Vegas culture of the residency and the old time comics. And this season, she is riding the wave of the second season. She had a super well received special, like a streaming special. And now she's kind of trying to figure out what to do next. And she really wants to host a late night show. And that is kind of an old thing for her. She almost hosted one back in the day, and then it didn't work out, and she's got a real grudge about it.
Joan Rivers. Right?
Oh, it's so parallels.
Is that the homage to?
Yeah, it definitely parallels a Joan Rivers in a lot of ways, because she's also very much in a Joan Rivers way, a very mean comedian. Joan Rivers had a lot of that vibe about her, and also little bits of Joan, which are she has tons and tons and tons of jokes, just on index cards and in Rolodexes, and which was very Joan Rivers.
Right.
So this comedian's name is Deborah Vance, and season 3, I love when the seasons get better and better, because sometimes it's so disappointing when you see a season 2 and you're like, oh, that didn't quite hit as well as season 1. I mean, season 1s always have the advantage of this is a whole new situation and all new characters you're being introduced to. So it's got that going for it. And then season 2, often it's oh, I don't know what I wanted it to be, but this wasn't it exactly. So I often am not super excited about season 2s, but season 2 of this was amazing. And now season 3 is really hitting it out of the park. What, John?
Season 3 with how many episodes so far?
4.
What? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah. So they just had a roast episode, which was amazing. So she is being roasted. And one of the characters, her daughter, they encourage her / force her to come and do the roast, which is a very funny story. And that character is played by Kate Olsen. And that's a real complicated relationship. I mean, that's a lot of what this show is. The relationship between the Deborah Vance character and her writer is very sort of toxic and weird and bad, which is very funny.
When you said Kate Olsen, I was like, Mary Kate Olsen?
No,
so which Kate Olsen? What else has she done?
From Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's great casting.
And the Mick. Oh, she's amazing in
That's
this.
great. I was like, wait a minute.
And it's actually...
Playing Melissa Rivers. I mean,
Yeah. What's also good, you were saying great casting. You don't realize how tall and thin Jean Smart is. And so to have Kate Olsen, who is also very tall and thin, it's oh yeah, that looks like it would be her daughter. It's pretty great. So yeah, they've had a couple really good storylines already for this season 3 with the daughter. And the roast episode is amazing. There's some great little guest star cameos of real comedians at this roast. Patton Oswalt was in there. It was really funny. I've been super enjoying it. Speaking of how many episodes is season 3 going to be? It's 9, but season 2 was 8. And season 1 was 10. So they've kind of been a little bit all over the map.
Inconsistent, but
did you not get the special from season 2 as part of season 3? Just an hour of her stand-up?
I mean, that would be amazing.
Hello, there's your episode 9.
Why didn't they? They could have just released the special that she released in season 2 as a special, as this character. That would have been amazing.
It.
I would have totally watched it. Yeah, that was really good. Because she also, in the special, that was in season 2, sort of the main storyline of season 2. She's really digging deep into all of her messed up relationships with her sister and her daughter. And that kind of cracks open a different type of comedy that this character had not really done before. So that was really good. Yeah, I would have loved to have just seen a special of that.
They should do it.
If
it's like when a series is like, oh, that series is over. Like The Warrior. I rewatched all 3 seasons of The Warrior since the last time I mentioned it. Just because I'm like, well, I watched the first 2 seasons like 3 times. I've got to watch it all again. But on Netflix this time, because I'm trying to give it the thumbs up, the double thumbs up, like Netflix, pick it up. Even if all they did was a movie for 2 hours, I'd take that still, just like a comedy special version of that season 2 comedy special. That'd be great. Do it.
Release it as a comedy special tandem to the series. Oh, I like
as
it.
That character, like Tar.
Of course. Not Tar. Tar's not real.
I really thought it was real.
Yeah, Tar's not real. We're never going to let that go.
I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
Kate Blanchett.
I eventually figured it out. It only came back because of Maestro for me. That it was like, I don't know which one of those did a better job. I don't know if I'd be following along any of their music.
Yeah. I do miss the Twitter.
Oh, the Twitter of Tar.
As you're so pissed at assistance and incompetence and this and that. I mean, I was like, wow, this woman's insane.
I know. It's too bad she's dead. Yeah,
yes.
They could have just kept it going.
Hence, she never existed. All right, we're off track. So.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've mentioned Jean Smart. I've mentioned Hannah Einbinder. So the other really fun characters, her manager, who is actually one of the co-creators and executive producers of the show, and that's Paul W. Downs. He is hilarious, and he's teamed up with Megan Stalter as his assistant, who is hilarious. They are a very funny team. They very much don't get along. He is very annoyed by her, but kind of needs her. She is extremely exuberant and positive and really not always on track with what should be going on. Very fun dynamic. I'm enjoying them a lot. And super cool that he created the show, I believe, with his wife. They won some awards.
Yeah.
I think for season 2. I'm not sure.
I think it was a Golden Globe. And they all got up and spoke.
They're great. So they are the team that created this. This is a total non sequitur. She lives in this giant mansion in Las Vegas because she's obviously
Vegas.
been, well, I mean, she's had this residency forever. And she's super, super successful, although extremely still ambitious, like never satisfied. So even though she's got this like giant mansion, right? And she collects weird old antiques, including like salt and pepper shakers, which is a funny little storyline that they do, I think, in season 1.
Collects or just kind of leaves restaurants with them?
No. I mean, she like seeks out like different combinations of very intricate salt and pepper shakers, which is, I don't know. The whole thing is so genius. I just really am enjoying it. One of the characters is the woman who works in her house, Josefina. She's very funny, played by Rose Adobu. I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, she's great. The rest of the staff that works for this Deborah Vance character is great. I mean, it's a real she's a bad boss. I mean, she's a
diva.
She's a diva.
Difficult
and really trouble, hard to deal with, doesn't have any boundaries, which is very comedic. It works great. I mean, I would hate to work for this character, obviously, but it's real fun to watch people being tortured by her a little bit.
It feels almost like the opposite of Maya Rudolph's Lute character. Like billionaire trying to make good in the world. This is hasn't made it, desperately trying to get there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, she's made it enough. I mean, she's on private jets and tons of money, but still super desperate to hold on to it all. Where in Lute, you're right, she's more kind of oblivious with money and trying to be nice to people, where this Deborah Vance character, not trying to be nice ever.
No.
I mean, that's not her spot at all. Okay, so anyway, that is Hacks, season 3. It's currently in progress. I think they're dropping them in sets of 2.
Apparently that's what they've done. They did that in the last 2 seasons.
Oh.
And they're doing that this season until we get to the odd numbered, which will be by itself.
Oh, okay. All right. Because there's 9. Interesting. Thank you for that info, John.
Which is why, I mean, it's only been out for like 2 weeks, and that's how it's gotten to 4 episodes already.
That's right.
That's great. I didn't realize it's been going for... No, 2 weeks.
That's why he was questioning how many episodes I'd watched.
We're both right.
We're both right. But yes, I jumped on it immediately, and lucky for me, there have already been 4 episodes. Okay, so that's Hacks, season 3.
I saw a funny video with Jean Smart promoting Hacks where she kind of told a story or kind of got pointed out that she announced her co-star's new project that was coming out. And so suddenly the co-star gets a call from her PR at like 7 a.m. It's like, it's fine. Jean kind of announced the date that your movie's coming out. And I'm like, that's a pretty good marketing hack.
I mean,
Have Jean just drop your date on a interview.
Which actually, I mean, in terms of like, that's a slight misstep or like, whatever. Within this character, she would have done that too. She'd just been like, whatever. Oh, I blew your opening date. I got to announce your thing before you did. That's kind of funny that she accidentally did that.
Minor thunder stealing.
Yeah, minor thunder stealing. Exactly. Okay, so I'm really enjoying it. Super duper recommend it. And it's in progress. And I guess won't take that long because they're doing 2 episode drops.